Hello, and welcome to our day 22 update for our journey to Tier 2 Rathma. Finally opening week number 4 and getting close to the end of the first month. As we journey on, we will of course cover what we went through on day number 22. Had an interesting day. I think we made some good pushes. So, as always, let me pull up the video. And yeah, they started with some pest farming since we have another splinter. And from Mephisto, we drop a monarch, unique monarch. That's the storm shield, of course. Mostly used for declone and for farming in more like physical damage heavy areas. So to enable like very aggressive kind of telestomping. Sadly, it slams only one socket. If it slams plus skills or free sockets, we might be kind of interested in swapping to it. Over here, we once again go to kill Mephisto. I've done a full hour of killing him, and the idea is we want to catch up to our amount of keys, basically, so we can have each key set gives you a BSS. So I want to have as many pests as I can have BSS, so we can run that many declones for that many analysis before we run our splinter. And over here from the council in the back, we drop a low rune. Dropping low runes in vanilla content is always kind of like fun. Reminds me of the old days. So, you know, that was pretty awesome. After killing some Mephistos, we want to kill a few cow maps that I had left, and we dropped a Siren. That's right, it's apparently a rune day. You know what that means. We're gonna be farming these maps for a lot of juicy runes and Sirunes. Again, I haven't used yet any Sirunes, but I think I may have a plan for them pretty soon. So yeah, over here we drop slightly later a Limitless Shield. It rolls two skills, so we hopefully slam it for +3. We go ahead and break it. Didn't get what we want anyway, so it's okay. We're not too worried. After doing the cows, we went to the Zara Sanctum, and this is the boss of Zara Sanctum that guarantees you a skiller drop. And I'm just hanging around him and letting my minions do the trick. Like, I don't really need to help them. They know the job. And yeah, one of those Grand Charms in my inventory right now is a guaranteed skiller. During this map, we already dropped 2 skillers before that moment. That was the last part of the map. So the 2 other skillers we dropped before it were a Sorceress Lightning skiller, and I believe a martial arts skiller for the assassin. So yeah, we just have a look at all the charms. I think we also dropped the 5 Ulra's small charm, another one. So that was nice. And the last one is the skiller, and the one we got is a Mastery's Barbarian skiller. Sadly, again, not for the Druid, but it's okay. These things happen. Over here in the Trojan jungle, like clearing a few maps for events, we drop another Dwarf Star. Just a 5%, but still I wanted to see if it could get a nice slam. And sadly it broke, but not only did it break with the slam we wanted, which is 3% physical damage reduction. Broke into an interesting ring, like a 6 to 12 damage ring with 95 attack rating and 3 PDR. That's technically a pretty solid ring. So yeah, it is a pretty nice ring, but not gonna see use on us for a while. And F and Dariel's drops. I'm not sure what I would potentially do with this. You could put this on like an ethereal Perga mercenary, theoretically. Like I just wanted to see what it gets when I slam it. Obviously just one socket is a pretty bad slam, but yeah, it is what it is. Over here, Trojan Jungle, and the next one reminds us that it's still Rune Day, and what you're gonna see is pretty incredible. I just sped it up to times 300, so you can see it's like if I go back like 10 seconds, if you watch the clock, you'll see this. Oh wait, 1 minute. Of course, I glitched the video for some reason. So over here, you see it's like 21:16. Up here at the top, or like you can see the time of the recording here, like 12, it was like 12:30 when the ghoul dropped, and yeah, like 30 seconds later we drop a Ja rune as well. So absolute rune day. You see low rune, sir rune, ghoul rune, and the jaw rune. They all happened within like I think 2 hours or 2.5 hours, something like that. It's pretty crazy overall rune drops. We of course kept going at it. We dropped a bunch of Maw runes and also an rune, but I didn't include them because they were relatively smaller. Tomb Breather drops in the River of Blood. Sadly rolls free sockets, so I didn't even slam it. With free sockets, non-ethereal, it really couldn't do that much for us. Later in West March, we drop a unique amulet. And it is the Eye of Etlich. And yeah, the Eye of Etlich, not very useful amulets, I just left it there. Towards the end of the stream, we started speeding through horizon maps, and wow, we've been clearing the horizon maps in about 3 to 4 minutes. And by clearing, I mean I was not clearing anything. I was just running through them, looking for events. And we drop a Hawk Helm. I do slam it. It's a 2-skill Hawk Helm, hits lifesteal, so it's not too interesting. The main reason I include these Hawk Helms because every single Hawk Helm that we roll is a dead mother that could have been, basically. Over here you see me gearing up for a Geeds event. He had like a T-Gods and a ring that I was interested in, and the ring was a Kadala's heirloom. What an amazing drop. This is the kind of thing you almost never see on SSF, and it rolled 10% to reduce vendor prices. This is of course mostly just like a ring used to purchase stuff. You don't actually use it normally while playing. But what an amazing drop. This is like one of the things I didn't think I'd be crossing off the grail list of like items I did not drop. But with this done, we have now only one ring that we haven't dropped, which is the Wisp Projector, of course. Later on in the horizon maps, we drop a word. And we do it off screen, I didn't even notice. And of course, we really need that Druid ward. We'd be so happy to get a Druid ward right about now. We already broke one. We got 2 Amazon ones. So yeah, if this is the right ward for us, that would be awesome. Sadly, it's a sorceress ward, which is cool, but not cool enough. Not what we're looking for. So very sad about it. Later on, while hunting for more events, we got another Geeds, and this time we're wearing our new Kadala's heirloom. You can see me even pointing it. That it's like reducing our price even lower. And there is a possible demon machine. The other ones are not too interesting, but a possible demon machine is super cool for us. And we do get it, the demon machine. And remember what I said? I said that if it gets solid ED, which this one gets like an average ED, I'll box it first, kind of like aggressively boxing before we even slam, even though it may break, just for the chance to get like the higher chance to get these like good slams that we're looking for, the EDIAS, the EDDS, the EDAR or ED lifesteal. This one gets free sockets, an average hit of the box. I consider it another box fail, by the way, so we have 3 boxes in a row that do not get the maximum sockets. But we go ahead and slam it anyway, hoping for one of those ED slams that would make it a really amazing weapon. And we go ahead, we slam it, it does survive, and let's see what it gets. Sadly, it rolls 20 FCR. You can see me laughing in the background there. This is like the last thing I wanted to see. Another unique ring drops in the horizons. We're about to wrap it up, and it's pretty solid Ravenfrost, pretty high AR, pretty high dex. We go ahead and slam it. Sadly, we break it with a dex slam. Could have been a solid Raven for sure, but sadly that's all we got. Yeah, that was the summarization of our drops on day number 22. We still are hanging on to the Splinter of the Void, to all these keys. You can see that our keys are kind of ramping up, and we're going to keep farming pests 1 hour a day till we catch up to our keys. If I see that we're not catching up at all and we're not dropping enough pests, I may either take more time to farm pests or just set up like a line of how many pests I want before we actually go ahead and spec into boss killing mode. And I wanted to talk a little bit about plans for Rathma tier 2, because we were kind of like contemplating it on the stream. One of our chatters brought up the conversation, and while I was looking a lot at like melee Maulbearer kind of approach to tier 2 because of the weapon, the amazing weapon we dropped, There is a very good argument for us to actually go with Rabies Druid, even though we don't have the right weapon yet. We actually have quite a few things kind of in line for us for Rabies Druid. So considering we have this amazing Spirit Keeper with the 5 max cold, and has Feral Rage as well, which is something you use on Rabies and not on Maulbear. There is an argument, and there are a lot of setups that you could do with Rabies that are maybe better for a tier 2 Rathma than a Maulbear would be with a cheap gear, especially considering you'd use Venom Grip, which would put us pretty high on the maximum poison resist because it gives you 5 maximum poison. This one has 39 life slam on it, which is pretty good slam as well. So there is like a good argument to run Rabies. I'm definitely looking into it, given that like for Rathma the stats he wants are like 90 max poison, relatively high cold, relatively high fire, and like Rabies basically relies on the same kind of gear like Spirit Keeper. Use Venom Grip instead of the other gloves, whatever you use on Maul, where it's Ghoul Hides or Drainers. So this gives you extra max poison. Together with the Spirit Keeper, it will put me to 12, which means I'll only need free from our boots, or yeah, something like that, free from our boots or free from a nature's piece, which I don't have one that gives free to poison, but I do have a pretty cute one with free to the other ones. And what I was talking about with the runes is you can make a bramble rune word with Ohm and Sir. So you can kind of like roll a bramble rune word. That's the main rune word for Rabies, which will give us 4 max to cold as well, alongside the 5 from our helmet and alongside maybe a little bit more from our nature's piece, the ring. So we could definitely get a setup with Rabies that is possibly more viable. I'm kind of looking into it. I'm kind of trying to piece the gear together. We are picking up shields that could be could be meaningful, and I have like this Radamant's shield here. I don't know if it is something I want, but it might be something good. Considering it procs Poison Nova, it could be kind of like an option. I don't know if Rabies normally use it. I know that normally they would run this kind of like rare shield with a lot of PLR and all res on it. So I'm just looking into my options is all I wanted to say. Of course, to run Rabies, we will need a few more facets, and like our facets are not bad. We have a 5/5, a 4-5, and a 5-3. You want to focus mainly on the Poison Pierce for Rathma to lower their resists rather than to amplify your own damage. That's like a lot more effective. So I'll have to see if I can get more of those, and if that does line up, then maybe we do have a Rabies setup. But the main things that we're missing for that kind of build is a better Plague Bearer, one with +5 to Rabies and maybe a better Slam than 2 sockets, and an Amulet, which would just be like the same amulets we're trying to work on right now, just like a 2 to Shapeshift or 2 to Druid skills with 50 or 75 PLR and all res. We of course do have where is it? Yeah, this one, which is not terribly far from what we're looking for that kind of setup, but it might not be strong enough considering our current gear. So we'll just keep growing and see what we can do as we go. Well, with that said, I just wanted to kind of give like an update on what we're thinking about for tier 2 Rathma for day number 22, right? 22. Wow. Time passes by so fast. For day number 22, we're going to keep farming for these kind of like events, kind of ignoring most of the other stuff, looking for a lot more events, and probably clearing more tier 2 and tier 3 maps, mostly looking for sigils just so we can run some Uber Ancients to keep our SOH count up. So I expect to see me run a bunch of like speed maps of like tier 1s and then going into tier 2s and tier 3s. If we do end up dropping another bear rune, I might consider on day number 23 or 24. I keep delaying it because we're not dropping a bear rune, and I don't want to use my Sir runes, so we don't like block our options to roll the bramble rune word, because we will need Sir runes for that. So if we do drop another bear rune, I might just do like a spec for fun for like Arc Blast. I think that could be cool. even if we don't get like the extra skillers, or I could spec into fire as well. That's also fine. I'll consider it whenever the time comes, but for now I have to kind of like put it on wait, because without the infinity rune ward that you need 2 bears for, it's just I don't think it's going to be as smooth as what we're doing right now. Well, with that said, thanks everybody for watching. I'm gonna keep the updates going. I'm wondering, feel free to just give me an answer in the comments. I'm wondering if it's a good idea to upload simultaneously about build types and build guides while we're doing the daily updates, especially builds that I'm maybe playing. So like in case I'm like running like a summoner at the moment, then I give like a sort of like a build guide for a summoner. For a maul, I already have like a maul build kind of up, but I've never covered the arc blast, for example. So if I do choose to play a little bit as arc blast, maybe make like a small guide for it from my like SSF perspective. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. If it is, then it just, you know, it just might happen. It might also not, but who knows, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next stream or the next video. Until the next time, bye bye bye.